Ta -ta -ta -ta. Ta -ta -ta. Hi everyone, hello Rinsu, and in this video I'm going to talk about all WWE games for the Nintendo Gamecube. As I say in almost any video that has card games, any major franchise gets at one point a card game. WWE Crush Hour isn't actually a card game, but it's a card game, and considering what WWE stands for, the game is pretty far away from wrestling. It's some sort of twisted metal imitation, where each wrestler has a card. Is it a bad game? No. Is it a game you will be eager to play? No. You are better off playing Twisted Metal. The gameplay revolves around either being the last man standing, either holding onto something for a certain amount of time, or collecting stars, which is a nightmare in this game, as once you accelerate you barely see what is in front of your card. It's an average game. The parody and humor in the cutscenes might get somewhere, but the gameplay, in spite being not that bad, isn't something either. WWE Day of Reckoning is a GameCube exclusive franchise, and Yuk, the game developer, packed a pretty good experience with the two games Day of Reckoning. First off, the physics are great in the game. You can feel the weight of the characters, and also, for example, shorter wrestlers can lift bigger ones. Big Show can't be lifted, for example. Also, another unique aspect of the games is the momentum meter. When you are down, once per match you are given the option to get back with a full momentum meter, and the opponent has his energy drained. It sounds unfair. It is partly, but even if you do manage to get the momentum meter up, you are so weakened that the opponent will most probably get you in a few punches, so you are still very prone to lose, even if you get the unfair advantage of having a full momentum meter. Also, the story mode in these games, the Day of Reckoning mode, is awesome. It hooks you. You play with a created wrestler and go at it. Your custom made wrestler gets into the show. In both games you get a ton of different match types, and as differences, I can say that the first game has 35 characters to play with, and the second one has 45. And also the second game has more arenas and more content overall. And another difference worth mentioning is that Day of Reckoning 1 had some poor hit detection, while in the second game they improved the hit detection. Also, the graphics have been greatly improved from 1 to 2. WWE WrestleMania X8 is a good game, but there are better wrestling games out there. The AI, even if it's acceptable, too many times it will annoy you. If you play a tag match, you can control your partner when you switch, so he does his stuff, and most of the time he gets a beating instead of fighting. In Fatal 4, for some reason, the other three team up to beat you, and then they go at each other, and then they team up again to beat you. And in other modes, the AI will ruin your fun too. In Rest, in this game too, you get to create your own wrestler and go into the game story mode with him or her. And the game has 41 superstars and divas. But well, it can be excused when you come to think that X8 was the first WWE game released on the Nintendo GameCube. WrestleMania 19 still suffers from bad AI, but they made the gameplay more realistic in other aspects. Like for example, now you have region specific damage, meaning that depending on your moves, you damage either the arms or the shoulders or whatever of your opponent. And later in the match, visible damage will appear, either that the character limbs or similar stuff. Also, wrestlers have more moves than in the previous game. But one thing that does the game very well is the story part of the game. You get to fight outside arenas too, and it's nice to beat up construction workers. Also, you get 45 superstars and divas in this game. The game is better than X8, but still, there are better ones. I mean, Day of Reckoning 2 still remains the best WWE game on the GameCube. But even if Day of Reckoning 2 is the best WWE game for the GameCube, it isn't the best wrestling game for the GameCube. The title holder for that, in my opinion, is Ultimate Muscle Legends vs New Generations. The game is based on the cartoon, To get you a little bit into context, you play with some superhero wrestlers that fight against supervillain wrestlers in a series of battles within an intergalactic wrestling federation called the Muscle League. The battle mechanics are great. This is an arcade game, but not one in which you win easily. You have to work for it a little bit, have good timing, and it's totally worth it. There are so many different moves you can perform, and if you time them right, there are a lot of epic moves that even your couch will say, wow. As for game modes, you get a versus mode, a tournament mode, a story mode. There are 30 playable characters in the game, and you are also granted the option to create your own wrestler. Also, the graphics and the animations, the physics, all add up for a wonderful game that is both challenging while not being that hard, easy while not being too easy, and that takes its gameplay serious but not the story and the characters. So it's a game I totally recommend you. If you want the wrestling experience on the Gamecube, definitely play this game. Okay, so this was the video. If you liked it, please hit the like button and subscribe, and if you want, follow me on Twitch, Instagram or Discord. I left the links to those in the video description. Also, if you want to see another video of mine, just wait till I stop talking and there will be thumbnails of other videos I've made. Thanks for watching.